Example 2, sometimes the numbers get really large, and the hardest part about this is the factoring part. And what I'd like to do is find big numbers that multiply by themselves, because obviously 2 goes into 560, right? But we can all see that 10, of course, goes into 560 also. I can also see that 20 goes into 560. The bigger the number you can get into it, the quicker it's going to factor. So 20 times 28 is the same as 560. So just by doing that one, and if you're not sure, just try it. 560 divided by 20 equals, hey look, it's 28. Right? So use your calculators to some extent here, but 560 is 20 times 28. At that point, 20 is 4 times 5, 28 is 4 times 7. 5 and 7, of course, are prime, 4 isn't, so 2 times 2 is 4. And then we got another 2 times 2 for 4. So altogether, 560, this first number here, comes out to 2 to the 4th times 5 to the 1st times 7 to the 1st. I would recommend, for homework's sake, write this on your paper, do that on a scratch sheet of paper. Do your factor tree somewhere on a scratch sheet of paper. Transfer your results over here in power form, though. Don't do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the 4th power, 5 to the 1st, 7 to the 1st, everything in power form. The next number is 588. I'm going to guess that 8 goes into it. I'm going to try 588 divided by 8, and I'm wrong. 588 divided by 12. There we go. 588 times 12, that works. So 588 divided by 12. So 588 is 12 times 49. Again, find some reasonable numbers that go into it, then the reasonable numbers factored more. So 12, of course, is 2 times 6 or 4 times 3, take your pick. 49 is 7 times 7. 2 is 2, 6 is 2 times 3, 7 and 7 are both prime. So altogether, 588 comes out to 2 squared times 3 to the 1st times 7 squared. And that's a scratch sheet of paper there. And then finally, 1250. I can see it ends in 50, so divide by 50. So 1250 divided by 50 comes out to 25. So 50 times 25. 50 is 5 times 10. 25 is 5 times 5. 10 is 2 times 5. 5 and 5 and 5 are all prime. So altogether I get 1250 is equal to 2 to the 1st times 5 to the 4th. Okay. Everything over there would be scratch work. This is the first thing that I would have on my paper personally. I have all my prime factored forms like so. Okay. Once I've established all my prime forms, now I'm going to write LCM equals. And again, all I'm looking for is any prime numbers that occur. If they happen at least once, they matter. If they happen more than once, it doesn't matter any more than ones that only happen once. So looking at the prime numbers, we can all see hopefully that there's a 2, and there's a 3, and there's a 5, and there's a 7. Do we see all those prime numbers happening? Again, 2 happens 3 times, 3 happens once, 5 happens twice, 7 happens twice. Doesn't matter if they happen every time or just once. If they happen at all, they count. They get written. Then we take the highest for each one. So for the 2's, 4 is the biggest, so I'm going to put a 4. For 3, there's only this one. For 5, we got 1st and 4th. We're going to take the 4th. For 7, we have 1 and 2. We're going to take the 2. Okay. Again, that's all that matters to us. Once we get everything factored, once we have everything in prime form, the highest power, highest power, highest power, highest power. Those are the ones that count. The rest of them don't matter as much. And then it's just a matter of evaluating that. And again, I don't want to do that by hand. Kind of ridiculous, so I'm going to do 2 caret 4 times 3 times 5 caret 4 times 7 caret 2 equals, comes out to 1,470,000. Okay. If you're not comfortable with the power button to the extent that you're taking powers and multiplying at the same time, if I write 2 caret 4 equals, that's 16. Times 3, 5 to the 4th, 5 caret 4 equals, that's 625, and 7 squared is 49. If you get it down to just whole numbers that are being multiplied, then type in the whole number problem, 16 times 3 times 625 times 49 equals, that works too. Again, depending on your comfort level in using a calculator, if you want to use your calculator to evaluate the powers, and once you get the power expressions dealt with, then it's just a multiplication problem. You type the multiplication problem in only, you get the right answer that way also. Again, me personally, I'm not going to multiply that by hand, I'm going to use a calculator. This is what would be on my paper right here. This is the answer, that's the work that would be done. This scratch work over to the side somewhere out of the way is where I have it.